Hey, welcome back to Dre's Media Corner. Here we're going to talk about some Polk Audio center channel speakers. And you know my channel is all based about trying to get the most bang for your bucks, budget-minded individuals. So here are three center channel speakers that I use in my systems I have around the house. The one on top there in the middle is the Polk Audio CS10. Both the ones on the left and the right are Polk Audio CS1 Series 2. So what I'm going to go over today is the specs on these speakers. They're pretty much identical with small variations to them. First of all, I'm going to go over the CS10 specs and let you know what it consists of. The CS10 height 6.5 inches, width about 20 inches, depth 9 3/4. Now remember that 9 3/4 down the road, because I'll come back to that later on. As far as the driver itself, it goes from 53 hertz down to 25 hertz, which is a good range for a center speaker. Regular 8 ohms. Sensitivity 91 decibels. Okay, remember that number also down the road. So now we'll move on to the CS1 Series 2. The CS1 Series 2 also goes up to a high of 55 hertz, a low of 25 hertz. But one of the differences I told you earlier about the CS10 is the depth. So this one stops just at 9.6 inches. The other one was 9.7. So there's a little difference in that depth area of the box itself. Also, I believe it has right here, the fact sheet I'm reading, spec sheet I should say, that it only has a dB rating of 89. Now you might think, what's the difference between 91 and 89? Which basically means this: the CS10 is easily driven than the CS1 Series 2. Now the big thing I like about these speakers itself were almost getting close to be a decade old. So you can grab these off eBay or a couple other places on the internet for less than $100. And that's sometimes, if you catch the Polk website, you can catch these CS1 Series 2 speakers brand new from the factory for under $100. Like I said, I have 3 of them here. The main one, the CS10, I just picked up from basically a estate sale. But I contacted an individual, which I bought a whole, basically a series of speakers from. I bought a pair of R50 tower speakers and some smaller bookshelves, R15s, which I put into my my parents' home to upgrade the aging home theater in the box system. I bought them back in the 90s. I kept the CS10 because it wouldn't fit with their setup, so I gave them a different one that had a little narrow profile, and brought it to my house so I can actually compare it with the CS1s. I'm very happy with this CS10. Like I said, that little bit of difference in the depth adds a little more port for the bass response from the speaker. It gives you a real solid bass, even a little more deeper than the CS1s, which are no slouch in their own right. So it gives them a real nice, this CS10 gives you a real nice blend with the SVS SB4000s that I finally got dialed in here in the last couple of weeks, that works both with my home theater and with my audio setup. So a lot of times, like I tell people, it's not about the high dollar amount that you spend on speakers. Speaker technology has not, I would say, changed as much as AVRs or amplifiers and all that, and other components that are out there today. Speakers are pretty much still right on the same trend level as they have been for the last 25, 30 years. So don't think that you need to go out and buy the latest things for almost $2 grand a speaker, or even $600-700 a pop per speaker. A lot of times you want to get the best bang for your buck. Like I always say, don't be afraid to buy something used, or you find it over at the at a estate sale, which are places you can find gems at, or the Salvation Army or Goodwill. There are a lot of products out there that people discard because they no longer use it, or they moved on. There are a lot of folks who go for the next best thing out there, and they let these things sit in their closets, and let them sit in their garages, and so forth. Like I say, my CS10 anchors my home theater system in my family room. One of the CS1s I have here goes to my outdoor system when I do movies outdoor for family and friends, and the other one is just a backup. It serves as a backup for both in here or any other setup I have in my home. I pretty much have similar type speakers in various rooms of my home that I have. If you see some other videos, you see that the Cs speakers all have the 5 and 1/4 inch drivers. And these right here, they all have the same tweeter, which is the dynamic range tweeters, the silk dome tweeters that Polk's been using for better part of a decade, if not longer. So like I said before, the technology is not surpassed. These speakers here give out a nice, smooth, non-fatiguing sound. You really can't beat it. And for price-wise, you can't argue with the price of this either. Especially when we talk about some of the higher-end center channels that are out there today, which don't perform much better than these. Can run you close to $2 to $3 or even close to $1,000 if you're talking about the top tier level. So this is my little jib jab about what I have here in my home, and just trying to pass on some information to those who are looking and trying to build a system or build a second system without trying to break the bank. Once again, this is Dre's Media Corner. Please subscribe, and I encourage any feedback. So drop the comments. Let's start a discussion. Tell me what you like about your center speaker channel and so forth, and see where we end up at. Once again, sit back and enjoy the ride.